Alright guys, we're back for another long form video, and today we are going to be in for a long one. You are watching the Mr. Bob movie right here. We are going to be taking every single element in the game into Boss Rush, and we are going to be finding out once and for all which element is the best as of Season 6. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. So we're going to jumping right into it in order of elemental appearance. So we're going to be doing the neutral team right here. So we have got Golden Freddy leading this one. And a pretty solid setup, to be honest. This is definitely probably one of the weaker team setup. Scott, just an FYI, will probably be making it in like 90% of these teams because he's every element, so he's going to count. And some of these teams are probably going to need him. So, anyway, let's go in. And just to note, every single one of these teams is going to be utilizing the Overwhelming Presence modifier right here. In my experience, this is the best modifier you can bring. So this team in terms of starter units is actually looking really good. We've got Happy Frog right here, and who can place 3 times, and we've also got Golden Freddy, who's one of the better starter units in the game. So this team is looking very good for the start. I think my prediction for this team, depending on modifiers, I think we can probably get to 250 with this team. We have got some very strong support right here, so we have got the Spring Duo right here, if I could actually look at my team. Golden Freddy is also supporting his teammates, so his team is looking very good. We have got our first boss right now, but she's going to go down pretty quickly. We've also got the opportunity to use Mr. Goat right here, and Mr. Hippo is exceptional for boss rush, just for the fact that you can max out crit damage so fast. We've been given the same one-lane map twice in a row now, so we are looking very, very good. I think a downfall of this team is going to be that this team does not have a very strong late game. We are very good early, but we might have some issues going into the later waves, which is why Scott is going to be very essential for a lot of these teams. This is why this modifier is so strong right here. We can see that we're only at wave 85 and we're already at level 41. Definitely pick up this modifier if you haven't already. Now, we haven't actually seen a Bankrupt yet this run, which is definitely a little bit unfortunate. We can get Mayhem right here, so that's going to be good for our reward. But not getting Bankrupts early on means that our ability to be able to actually re-roll the bad traits later on is going to be quite diminished, because as you know, if you've played Boss Rush before, re-rolls get absurdly expensive, so our ability to actually generate large amounts of income is pretty important. So that's why my typical strategy is to not use re-rolls as much as possible within like the first 200 waves. We want to build up our luck stat right here. We're at 2.05, which isn't terrible, but we probably want it to be around 3 times, 4 times before we actually heavily invest in re-rolling some of these stats. You do really need to start getting some pretty serious re-rolls at around 220 to 250, just because the enemies start getting very strong, and you are going to need some of these really good ones. Like, you're going to need dice, or you're going to need low risk, high reward. We can see Mr. Hippo right here, the goat, is already doing 20,000 DPS right here. Is looking very good. Golden Freddy doing 27k DPS. That's because they do auto upgrade, which is probably help. Happy Frog not doing too much damage right here. We've got another single lane. This is a very lucky run. We are around wave 152. This is kind of where you can pretty safely start just auto upgrading everyone. Within the first few waves, you don't really need to, but at this point, to speed things up, you definitely want to have upgrades on. Yeah, Happy Frog is sitting at around 10,000 DPS fully maxed up. Mr. Hippo starting at around 70k, wow. Now, it is getting to the point where we need some crazy modifiers soon, and we haven't actually gotten any crazy modifiers, and we have just been given a fairly bad map for the multiple lanes, which always is not great, but we are really going to need some of these modifiers. We're going to need some of these dice right here to really help us get through this run. We are now sitting at 100% crit chance, so our hippos are going to be looking very, very good now. We are definitely now at the point in the run where I'm going to be pretty calmly just re-rolling right here. As you can see, the re-roll cost, considering our wave count, is about 200, and it's only about 900 for each. We are really looking for something pretty good here, and we're not currently getting anything. These crit chances obviously are entirely cosmetic. We're at 108% crit chance right here, so getting any more than that is not helpful for us. This one I've never actually seen to be actually that good. The Security Override 5. A lot of people get baited just because it has a high rarity to it. We're getting really screwed with these, actually. We are at 2.5 times luck, which is definitely a bit lower than I wanted. We're going to have to just take that because we don't have enough money to reroll anymore. Run might be a little bit cursed. We'll have to see. Just a damage check-in with everyone. We got Scott doing the most damage, 145. We got the 2 hippos doing about 36 each. Freddy's doing about 12 million. We got Samurai doing doing 39 million, and we got Happy Frogs doing about 6 million. Maybe it was a mistake bringing the Happy Frogs, but I really thought they'd be a good choice here. What's concerned me right here is that we're already getting Chicas approaching this kind of round right here. Now, we have really good range. Most of our units are hitting basically the entire map, but we're already getting to a point where they're starting to get to this kind of area. Guys, it's only wave 230. We might not even, we might actually be hard stuck 250 right here. Maybe the neutral team is actually not looking so good. Might need some buffs to this team because we do have Scott right here, and obviously Scott's every element, but if I banned multi-element units right here, who the hell are we replacing it with? The first unit that is definitely, like, if you were to replace anyone on this team, is definitely Happy Frog. Happy Frog is definitely the unit that you'd be replacing this team, because she is just not looking very good compared to the rest of the units of this team. We're at wave 243 right here, and Zombie Toy Chicas over here are getting dangerously close to the exit. This one might even reach the exit. Oh, that was close. Yeah, we're struggling with only 34 million health enemies right here, which is a little bit rough. Now, to be fair, if neutral's not looking very good right here, it is probably because we just haven't been given any good modifiers at all. No dice, none of the low risk, high reward, like our damage stat, like it's not great. Yeah, 446% right here. We've definitely been getting a little bit screwed with our modifiers right here. So depending on how the run luck goes for the other elemental teams, this neutral might be looking last place. We'll have to see. Yeah, the game's just refusing to give us good modifiers. We've been given the same map, which isn't exactly good for us. Got an interesting development right here, just checking damage stats, and we can see right here the Happy Frog is sitting around 20 million each. Golden Freddy's sitting around 54 million. We've got Samurai Joe at 155 million. We've got Scott at 469 million, and we have each of the hippos right here sitting at 400 million damage. So it looks like Mr. Goat Hippo over here is really living up to his name. I mean, you can say what you want about this team, I suppose, but we're at wave 280, and, you know, we're still standing strong. We haven't lost a single base stock right now. I mean, they are definitely getting close. They've been approaching, like, right around this part right here, but they do die right before because our range is so insane. You can see Samurai Joe is, like, hitting basically the entire map, and the Happy Frogs are as well. Golden Freddy's hitting the entire map. Pretty sure the hippos are probably also hitting the entire map. So we are not really under stress there, but they are definitely getting very, very close. We're going to need a modifier that drastically increases our damage soon. Okay, things are getting very close right here. We can see Zombie Toy Chicas are literally about to hit our doorstep right here. We need something here, game, like anything. We can crit damage, I guess. Okay, we did knock them back. You know, we do live for a little bit longer, but who knows how much longer. And we're finally losing stocks right here. We just can't keep up with the enemy's health right here. We might die from this. Zombie Toy Chica, not quite. But the run is just, it's dying. I think, to be honest, this one could get to, like, way past wave 300, but we're just not getting the modifiers. Wave 296. That was definitely a little bit unfortunate for our goats right here, but that is absolutely fine. Wave 296 is not bad at all. So next one in order of appearance, we are going to go green. Anyway, so we're going to put Chipper right there, of course. Oh wow, it is not looking amazing in terms of my unit selection for this. We'll put Scott in there, we'll put Gaia Chica in there, we'll put the Patient White Rabbit, the shiny version. This team might actually make me go look at the... Hang on, let's go look at the unit list for this element. Maybe I just am lacking in green. Okay, so nature, we've got Shepherd Fredbear, we got Mother Nature below. Oh yeah, no, this is just... Oh dear god, there just really is not much here. Is this really all the nature units the entire game? No, this gotta be out of date. Yeah, no, it's not got Apex, it's not got Blossom. Hang on. No, it is up to date. Oh dear god. Okay. I guess I'll, like, use Barbarian Boy over here, and I'll go purchase Shepherd Fredbear, I guess. I'm not okay, like, look, I love you guys, but I'm not spending 180,000 souls to be able to do this video. I do love you guys, alright? But, you know, we're just gonna have to take the L on this one. I'm not spending 180,000 souls on that guy. I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let's go to the marketplace. Yeah, okay, my bad. She's 140,000 souls instead. Alright. So yeah, you know, I was wrong. My bad. I misrepresented how much she costed, but it's still a little bit much. We can look at Shepherd Fredbear over here. Okay, you know, we can go get this guy for sure. To say that I'm confident in this team would probably be me just lying to your face, pretty blatantly. I'm gonna go get a trait on Shepherd Fredbear. I guess that's good. Forgive me. I don't think I'm going to waste a bunch of stuff on Barbarian Boy, our goat. I'll see you guys in the stage. Right, here we are on the stage right here for Boss Rush. Yeah, so our only starter here is Barbarian Boy, our goat. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, 259 DPS is not exactly exceptional. He has only got Puppet's Nightmare, I guess, so you can, you can tell me that I'm misrepresenting your favorite character in the game, which is Barbarian Boy. He can at least kill the Foxies. We are going to already be losing stocks, which is really, really sad. This is going to be pretty close. I think we should be fine, especially when we got our second Barbarian Boy down. Are we actually going to lose at the start of the game? Oh my god, this would be so fucking sad if I feel we just... No, there's no way. We have to lower cooldown. Like, this is the only way we can do this. Oh my god, it's so close. I'm just hoping our goats can handle this because it's not looking good. These guys need to be attacking like every 1 second for us to be able to kill these Foxies because they can't one-shot them. But alright, I think we've somewhat stabilized so we can start placing our stuff. So we can get Shepherd Fredbear. If he gets out, he does do a summon, I believe, so we should be fine. He summons like a sheep or something. Animatronic sheep, 80% of his damage every 10 seconds. Look at that. Animatronic Fredbear will be here to save the day. Now, I thought we had it bad with the neutral team. I didn't quite realize how bare bones this team was. Like, I know, guys, you could type your comments saying, what the fuck, man? Why didn't you buy it? You spent 140,000 souls on Ballora. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Alright, we got a tiny little sheep and we got a gold sheep right there. Leakers. Oh, wait, have they got unique names? Right, we should be fine now. We are stabilizing. It is very... We are gaining stocks, so I don't really know what's causing that, to be honest, but that's fine. Right, we've been given a new map right here. Obviously, we don't, you guys know my stance on these multi-lane waves, right? I don't know, I can't speak, man. This nature team has already rotted my brain. We got everyone placed down. I do think this team's late game is going to be a little bit better than neutrals because we do have Gaio Chica over here. If we do get multiple placements, I think we're going to be looking pretty good, especially since Chipper over here is giving some pretty good support, and so is Barbarian Boy. Our goat is going to be giving support. I have even given Barbarian Boy some chips that will actually amplify his buff potential, so hopefully we're going to be looking good. We are looking actually pretty good now. We are getting an absolute assload of stocks. We've got 14 stocks. Now, don't ask me which unit is doing that. I've read through a lot of their passes. I can't find who's doing this, but, thank you whoever's doing it. I'm sure you guys will let me know gracefully, mind you, in the comments down below which one's doing it. We are getting some pretty good crit chance. We are probably going to try and tune that up to 100. I think basically every run you want to try and get 100% crit. Our luck is not terrible. Yeah, 2.9 times considering where we are is actually a lot better than the other run that we just did. So this run is at least getting a little bit luckier, which, I mean, if we are going to have a run that's going to get lucky, it needs to be this one. Right, we have been given another multi-lane overlay right here. So I thought we'd be doing a damage check because we haven't done one. Also, a bug that I have noticed, especially with the White Rabbit unit, is he doesn't, like, disappear between map rotations. He just kind of stays. So you can see right here when I press 2, it says I've got 5 of them out. Which I only have 1 placement max, but the thing is you can't like upgrade the max ones. I'm assuming this is unintended, so I will probably try and post a bug report. I've actually been close to doing it several times, I just keep forgetting to. Anyway, damage check time. So you can see Scott's doing 140 million, Gaia's doing about 60 million, we got Patient White Rabbit, the actual one, doing 16 million, Chipper's doing about 26, our Goats Barbarian Boy is doing 3 million, Shepherd's doing about 20 million each. I think this one's probably capable against wave 300 depending on what modifiers we get. Alright, we did actually make it into wave 250 to 300 right here, so this is looking pretty good for us. This is single lane, so it's going to be a lot better. Just realized I've not actually said that much during this segment, so we are going to look at our damages again. Scott is carrying about 4.2 billion. We got the Shepherds doing about 1 billion each. We got the Patient White Rabbit doing about 700 million, Gaia doing about 2.6 billion, we've got Chipper doing about 1.4 billion, the Barbarian Balloon Boys over here doing about 37 million. They are getting quite close to getting over, but I do think we'll be able to get to wave 300. Let's see. Never mind, a horde of Chicas is about to enter the base right here. We have got a lot of stocks. So we're at 7 stocks now, and I think Chipper can regenerate them. I did read his kit. There is something to do with like the wood he gets, and he can give us livestock. We are having another batch of Chicas right here. We're going to see if this ends up. I don't think this is enough Chicas to kill us, but it's pretty clear that we can't actually handle the enemies anymore. Yeah, we're at 1 stock, and I think this horde over here, unless we can kill them. No, I think this is just too much health. Yep, does look like this is going to be it for the nature run right here. Wave 290. Our team definitely did start very rough, but actually did end pretty well in the end, so we can't really complain too much. So the next one we have is Dark, and this is probably one of the most stacked teams in the entire game. We are going to use Fredbear right here for the team, and we are going to use, obviously, Astral Bonnie. We're going to probably get Scott right in there. I think Cthulhu is actually very, very good. We're going to get Angel Knight Marion for sure, and we're going to have XOR as our starter. Now, this team is provably very good, so let's go see how far they can get. Right, we've loaded in with the team right here. Now, I have a lot of confidence in this Dark team right here. We've got some very, very strong units. We've got Astral Bonnie, we've got Leviathan, sorry, Cthulhu. I don't know why I called him Leviathan. We've got Angel Knight Marion right here. XOR and Fredbear with the support with Scott, of course. We are going to be looking very, very good right here. I'm actually not entirely sure how we have got some leaking already. That is an interesting thing, to say the least. Sort that out with those. XOR is going to be very important in this run because she's summoning, and having summoners is just generally very good. We'll see that when we get to the Rust element, where we're going to have Undead Chica, who's like one of the best summoners in the game by quite a large margin. Yeah, this team's just going to be pulling out some really good DPS. We're going to have very good early game, we're going to have very good late game and mid game. I think this team is just very, very strong. Would not be surprised if this is the team that gets the furthest in the entire run. But yeah, we'll check back when we look at some damage, when we look at some modifiers, or if we switch waves. Let's go. It is important to note that I think this is probably the fastest that we've ever managed to transition a wave right here, and you can see that we've been able to get a bunch of loans, so our money has absolutely skyrocketed, so we're going to be able to place everything right at the start, so I wouldn't even be surprised if we get through this very quickly as well. We've gotten a bunch of factory news, so our range and damage and cooldowns are getting very high. Cooldowns already maxed up, which is a good thing, because it's nice to have a modifier that you don't need to select anymore. Gives you more options to improve yourself. We have also gotten decent luck. We're already nearly at 2 times, which again, as we said, was a strategy before. We want to ensure that we have a high enough luck that we can actually get some of the good modifiers later when we start re-rolling with a bunch of our money. Overall, so far, we are looking very, very good. As we can see, already at wave 100 right here, so we are going very quick. We can see that the range on our units is also getting very, very high. As I said, those factory news really are coming to play right here. We just gotten dice too, so yeah, I think if there's any doubt that this is going to be the best run, I think those have been quelled. The only one that's not going to massively benefit is Cthulhu right here, but he is going to get the extra damage from his hijack. Going to have a bunch of XORs as well. Yeah, this suddenly looks very promising. We have just swapped over to wave 150 right here, and we can see that we've been given a single lane, so this is going to be very good for us. Another positive about the Dark Elemental team is that this team is just congested with like some of the best units in the game. Maybe some of them are not quite like top 5 level, but they're all hovering around like the top 15 level. So even if you don't have the exact setup that I'm using right here, you have so many different alternatives you could be using. That makes it so this team is very accessible to everyone. Like, as we saw the nature element, there's literally like maybe 7 units in the game you can put in the team. There are not many options for replacements with it, whereas this team, you have like so many options. Yeah, this team is accelerating incredibly fast. We're already at wave 200. We've only just now actually given everyone max upgrades, so we'll be able to do a damage check later on. It's very hard to give predictions on where we can get to, but I think this team could actually get to wave 350, but let's see. Right, we're at wave 244, so we can pretty safely do a damage check right here. We see Astrals are doing about 100 million each. Each Scott is doing about 300 million each, and then we got the Angel Knight Marions doing about 130 million each, and then we got Cthulhu over here doing 355 million, looking pretty good. We've got XORs doing 45 million each, and then we got Fredbear doing 178 million. We did just get another dice right here, so we are going to look even better right here. Oh, holy hell, we just got another dice. Yeah, we have actually been cat. Okay, so we got a second, second dice, but it doesn't actually mean anything. Well, the thought counts, I suppose, gamers. We can see right here that Chicas are actually getting very close to killing us right here, so we are actually going to need some damage right here. That's actually a fairly surprising turnout for this team. Did certainly think we were going to get a lot further than this without having any issues. To be fair, our damage is actually quite low, and I think we had a Pandora's box that did give us extra difficulties. We can see right there 1.25 times, so we are going to need something here. Ooh, I don't know if crit damage is going to do it, actually. We are certainly doing enough damage over here. Each Scott is doing like 2 billion of the old place ones. Each Astral Bonnie is doing about 400 million. Knight Marion's doing about 400 million, about 900 million actually for the new one. XORs are doing about 200 million each. Fredbear's doing 1.3 billion, and Cthulhu. And Cthulhu's done about 3 billion damage. So we certainly have got high damage numbers, but it does not seem to be enough. And it looks like we might actually die right here. Yeah, wow, wave 294. It's a bit of an upset right there. Right, we've got our water team set up right here, and we have got Old Man Consequences, Frozen King Foxy, Scott of course, and we got the Endo, which is a really good CC unit, and we got Witch of the Sea Scrap Baby. Now, of course, this is going to leave a slot because Witch of the Sea takes 2 slots. However, she is giving such insane support that I think it's probably worth it. Actually, I've just realized that we do not have a starter unit because we start at 1k and Old Man Consequences is 1.13, which is actually going to be a little bit awkward for us right here. So we're going to have to make a choice here. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to get rid of Calamity Endo, and we're going to have to equip Pirate Withered Foxy right here. We will give him a better trait than Spring Locked. I can already hear the comments, don't worry. And we'll give him chips and stuff. So I think this is going to be the team. You could probably make a slightly more optimal version of this, but I think this is generally probably about what you want to run. If you have a better team, then leave it in the comments down below and maybe try out this run for yourself and see how far you get. Alright, here we are in an event right here. We have got, of course, our GOAT Pirate Withered Foxy right here, who is going to be essential. It's very unfortunate that we do have to bring 2 starter units into this because the whole concept of this video is obviously I'm kind of bringing the hero unit that's representing the element. It would be really cool if we didn't need to bring Pirate Wood Foxy, but he is very good on his own, like I'm not disrespecting him at all. We did end up rolling hijacked on Scott, so he is going to look even better for the subsequent showcases. I do apologize, it's going to slightly skew results potentially, but it's just a fun video. So like, you know, if you want to replicate this on yourself, and honestly, please tell me, like I know YouTubers say this for engagement bait or whatever, this is not that. I really just want to know how far you guys can get with these teams, and we can all just as a community just find out, you know, what's the best element and just have some fun with it, you know. I really like the boss rush game mode. I think it's really fun for these kind of videos. Let me know if you enjoy them in the comments down below, just to see if you've actually got this far in the video. This is a secret code. Type water element supremacy in the comments down below if you made it this far. You know, that'll signal to me how far you got in the video. But here we go. I think this is going to be a fairly solid and competent team right here. We've got some very strong, we've got basically 3 buffers on this team. I think, if I'm correct, Frozen King Foxy, yeah, he does make every unit enemy take 20% more damage, which is something that Witch of the Sea also does, and she also supports Foxy support, Old Man Consequences support. All these units are actually supporting each other in some way, so that might create a compounding effect, especially if we start getting dice. It's going to be a very interesting team, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, it's been a little bit of a while since I've actually given an update here. We're at wave 154. We've not been getting good maps at all. There's not really much that's a bit extraordinary that's been happening. We are going to be upgrading everyone to Maxus this time just to speed everything up. But we're at the point now where all of the ranges of our units are now hitting each other. So now all of the active skills, all the buffs that all these units are giving are now reaching each other. So that's going to create kind of like a compounding effect where our units are going to get some really high damage stats right here, and I think this team actually has some pretty good potential right here. But we do definitely need to up our damage either by getting some dice or getting some really high damage modifiers, but we haven't been getting them quite yet. Our luck is actually very low. We're only at 2.5 times right now, so we are going to hope and pray that we get some more to upgrade right here. Maybe some like an 80% damage flats will be good, but I'm basically picking luck every time I see it. But yeah, I think this team does have some good potential, but to be honest, I mean, considering what happened to the Dark team, where on paper that team should have destroyed and it kind of flopped for some reason, I don't really know what happened there. Who knows? But I'll update you when something interesting happens. As we can see, we're wave 260 right here, and we have got our first solo lane. Yes, we've had multi-lanes literally every stage during the water element run right here. Enemies are starting to creep by, but we have got Frozen King who is slowing them constantly, so it is going to take them a while for them to actually make any progress, and our units are hitting the entire map, so I'm not massively worried quite yet. We are going to need some pretty serious damage buffs. We're only sitting at 611% right here. Not quite guaranteed crit, but we're, you know, 87% is pretty good. So hopefully we can get some really game-changing modifiers. If we get dice, this run's going to be looking very good because Scott and Frozen King are going to get a lot of damage from the extra place. Let's see what we're working at. We're at wave 290. Just thought we'd do a little bit of a damage update because we haven't really done one yet. So Scott, of course, sitting at 6 billion damage right here. We got Frozen King Foxy at 1.8. Witch of the Sea doing 2.5. Got Old Man Consequences doing 1.1 billion. And we got each of the Pirate Wizard Foxys doing 800 million right here, so we're looking pretty good. Enemies definitely are starting to creep up. They have reached around this area right here, but they have got a little bit of the track left. We might be able to get to wave 300. I think this is going to be the first team that has a pretty good shot. Let's see. It is getting a little bit dangerous here, gamers. We are at wave 297, and we have got a lot of zombie toy chicas. They are approaching. I think this might be it for the water elemental team, but I think they might actually be the highest wave count. They're at 1 health currently. They might get to like wave 298, we'll have to see. Yeah, these enemies are sitting at 150 million health right here, so we are really not looking good here. I think this is probably going to be it, but we might be able to get to like wave 299 maybe, we'll see. It's going to cut it very close. Nope. Wave 298. Alright, next up we have the Rust element right here in our order. This is going to be interesting as a team, to say the least. So we have got Michael Afton right here as our leader. We're going to have Soul Survivor with Bonnie. I think Amalgam is pretty good, so we're going to have them on the team for sure. We're going to have Scott on the team for sure. He gets a little bit tricky around this point. We probably want Undead Chica for sure. This might be finally my excuse to give her something better than Spring Locked. I got her very early on in my playthrough, and I think Candy Cadet. Now obviously I know this is not the most optimal team. Kronos Freddy will be like infinitely better here, but I don't have him yet, and it's going to take a significant amount of effort. I think this is just about fine though. Obviously this team can be a bit better, but I think generally it's fine because we do want Candy Cadet for support. So yeah, let's see how this team does. Right, here we are with the Rust team right here. We have got Undead Chica, who is my GOAT and should be your GOAT as well, quite frankly. She is absolutely insane as a starter, and it is nice to finally be able to use her. We have got Vengeance on her now. Now, the only issue with Undead Chica is, I mean, if you've been in any of my streams before, if you've tried to use her in Boss Rush, is that she is very prone to lagging the hell out of Boss Rush. She just gets to a point where her cooldown gets so low that she just starts lagging because she just summons too many cupcakes. So we'll hopefully not have too much lag, otherwise I'm gonna have an interesting job editing this. But to be fair, I am, you know, recording less and less of each run because I mean I think there's only so many times you guys want me to say, hey look, we need this modifier, oh my god our luck is kind of low, oh my goodness we need more damage. I'm assuming, you know, there's a limit to how many times you guys want to hear that. So I want this to be a longer video, but I don't want it to be long pointlessly. I want you guys to actually, you know, have fun watching it. So maybe each run even condenses down to about 5 minutes, but I'll be fine with that even. So we're going to be completely fine in terms of starting right here. I'm not too worried about late game. Amalgam's definitely not as good as I'd want. And yes, I know Kronos Freddy is like I should be using Kronos Freddy, but I don't have Kronos Freddy. So you know what, guys, we're just going to have to live without Kronos Freddy. Candy Cadet with support. Soul Withered Survivor right here is going to be really, really good for our team. Michael Afton, I actually don't really know what he does, but I'm sure he's great. Scott will be carrying most likely. So let's see how it goes. Just a damage check-in. We're at wave 245, and we've been getting mainly solo lanes, so that's good. So we've got Amalgam at 130 million each. We got Michael at 240 million. We got Soul Survivor at 1 billion. Planet Buster Scott at 700 million, and the Chicas don't have damage stats, so summons don't show. But I'd be assuming that she is contributing pretty heavily to the damage so far. This team does look pretty good. The Chicas are going to make it, so it's going to be pretty hard for the enemies to actually get really far without a large health pool compared to the other teams who didn't really have that many summons except for the Nature Shepherds, I guess. But let's see how far they can get. Looks like we are actually starting to struggle a bit around wave 290 is a bit weird right here. We do have some pretty serious damage right here, 763%. Seems like the Chicas are basically the only reason we've been able to stave off them for this amount of time, but it is looking like we are not actually going to get to wave 300 of this team. I'm wondering now if any of these elemental teams are actually going to be able to make it to wave 300. We'll live for now, but I don't know if it's going to be for too much longer. I think these batch of Chicas right here are going to hit us up. We have got 100% crit chance, 75% crit damage, and we do have nearly 1% execution damage right here, which I do think is a decent pick if you can start stacking them up. Especially when you get into later waves, execution is like the only thing that is truly scaling with the enemies. We'll see if we can get to wave 300, but I have my doubts. Oh, here we go. I think this might be it for us right here. Never mind. Okay, we're we're still gonna keep living. Okay. Okay, I do think this batch though will take us out. Yeah. Russ didn't get quite as far as I would hope, but yeah, 294. Still pretty solid. Right, here we are with the electric team now. I think this is definitely one of the weaker teams. We do have Phone Guy, but this guy does not actually scale very well in Boss Rush from my experience. Witcher of the Sea is pretty solid. Scott's very good, obviously. We've got Rockin' Bonnie as our starter. I've not actually used this guy before. I think he is decent. And yeah, well, I mean, I'm assuming the Endo is going to be, well, Ennard, sorry, is going to be pretty good. So yeah, let's see how far we can get with this team. All right, here we are. I think this team has a decent chance with Rockin' Bonnie right here because he is lowering cooldown. Now, I'm not entirely sure how it taps because cooldown reduction is reduced to 50% at absolute max in this mode with modifiers. So I don't know if Rockin' Bonnie lets you go even lower than that. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'm not overly confident in this team, but to be fair, there's been a few teams on this list so far that I've not actually been confident in at all, and they've actually majorly surprised me. So I think there's a good chance we can get somewhere with this team. So let's see. So at wave 50, we have been given another unfortunate map. Story of my fucking life at this point. So far, it's been completely fine, to be honest. Like, Rockin' Bonnie, I was a little bit concerned because his damage numbers are, like, very low. But he has actually been performing, you know, sufficiently well. And I do think that cooldown, once we have enough range where he'll be targeting basically the entire map, if he is giving that kind of cooldown, it's not capped at 50%, then I think we're actually going to be looking pretty good. Basically, any buff that we can given our goat Scott over there, the more likely we're going to get far in this. Yeah, in slightly concerning fashion, we're in a single lane at wave 230 right here, and we're already having enemies that aren't dying immediately. Now, we have been getting screwed a little bit of our damage modifiers. We're only at 379% damage. I promise, guys, I'm not just tossing with this team. Like, I'm just not getting lucky with modifiers. We have pretty low luck as well, but again, I've been given what I've been given. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this team's ability to get to like wave 290 like the rest have, but maybe we'll, maybe we won't. Now, if there was ever a hope of this team getting to wave 300 and actually breaking it, this is going to be it. We have got this is by far the best boss rush map that you can possibly get. The enemies have such a long path, and it's single lane. I don't know if we have the damage to do this. We certainly have the range. Like our basically all the units are hitting everything except for like maybe the top left corner over there. I am worried because our damage is, I just don't think it's high enough. Also, I think I've worked out why Phone Guy is so vastly overrated. People look at his numbers and then just don't look at the fact that he's single target. By the way, guys, single target is really bad. Like nowadays, yeah, single target is, you're not cooking with that. You're basically only doing that for macroing, like stages that are already fairly easy. Like he'll be good for macros, but for actual difficult content, I think that's why he's getting so overrated. Like again, I'm not saying Phone Guy's bad, but he's definitely not as good, I think, as people pretend he is. They are getting very close to killing us right here. We see the Chicas already approaching around this bit right here, so they've only got this one final loop to do. We're only at wave 281, so they are going to get substantially stronger. So yeah, I don't know if this team's making it to wave 300. The problem is, guys, like these modifiers have been really, really bad. Like we've got the single dice, none of the really high damage ones, none of the ones that give you just full AoE. Like yeah, it's just been rough out here. Only 467% damage at this point is just bad. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Looks like it might be the end for us right here. Yeah, wave 298. All gamers, the second to last element right here. So the next one we have is fire. Now there isn't actually that many units that are fire type, but we do have our goat Springtrap right here. We've got Headless Horseman Mangle. We've got Gravelord, who's really, really good. We've got Scott. We've got Dragon Endo 01. Now, okay, I've just realized. Okay, we'll have to bring Cannoneer. I was getting a bit worried because for a second it didn't look like we had a starter unit, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a pretty solid team. We've got 2 Apexes on this team. And yeah, no, I think there's going to be pretty good synergy. I am going to give Headless Horseman Mangle a better trait than Springlocked and Solo with Chica. Because we have the budget now to just give these guys pretty good stuff. Well, here we are, gamers, with the Fire Element team. I think this team's actually going to be really good. We've got some really good synergies here. Cannoneer Chica is a very, very, very solid starter unit, so we'll be completely fine in that aspect. We do have my goat, which is Gravelord Foxy right here, who is doing some really good summons, who's going to really help us. Probably stretch us out a little bit longer than we'd be able to normally. And of course, we got Scott, because I don't know, man, if you're not running Scott in your team, you're just throwing. So I mean, guys, like, some of these teams would have not made it half as far if I banned multiple element units, and I think some of these teams would just been nearly impossible to run. So yeah, Scott, thank God we did this video when Scott came out. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I do forget sometimes that I'm supposed to be, like, you know, talking and, you know, getting content out of this, because otherwise I'm just staring into the deathly void of space. But hey, we're here at wave 285. We are starting to overrun a little bit, but we do have a pretty high execution percentage right here, at 2.4%, which is actually pretty good. Really does scale quite well later on. Damage check, Cannon HE, because they're kind of throwing, I'm not gonna lie, 160 million each. The Gravelord, you know, don't talk about my goat negatively, or you will be banned from my comment section. Next up we have Headless Horseman doing 600 million, pretty good. We got Dragon Endo doing 1.5 billion. We got Springtrap the Goat doing 1.55 billion. Like, this is just a hero unit can get really easily, and he is doing some pretty crazy stuff over there. And we got Scott, of course, doing 2 billion damage. This is looking very, very good. This team's actually very solid. It's very fun to use as well. If you play this in multiplayer, I think you can get quite far with this team. Okay, we did get dice here, which is going to be actually monumental. We might actually get past wave 3. This might be the first team, lads, to actually get past wave 300, because that just gave Springtrap a buttload more damage. We got a load more burn damage. This might be the first team that can actually break wave 300, which would be actually kind of sick. We do have the domain given by Headless Horseman right here, which is actually very, very good. Buffing our damage by 85% is some crazy levels of support, actually. But yeah, I think this is actually pretty doable, because again, we got high execution percentage. Our luck is very low though, like less than 3 times, you know, for wave nearly 300 is really bad, but I think this dice actually just saved this run. I think now, very possible we can get past that. Wave 299, looking actually very, very good right here. Yeah, the Springtrap's damage just exploded upwards. Yeah, they're dying a lot sooner, where they're not quite getting far enough anymore. Let's try and get another really good one. Execution again. Let's up our percentage a little bit. Is this the first team? Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. I mean that's nice. That actually gives us some variance in the results, the leaderboard at the end. Yeah, Fire Element is the best so far. Like, to be fair, if it was one team that was going to do it except for Dark, it will be Lights, which is the last one. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys once we get to the end. Alright, it does look like we're getting to the closing moments of this round, but we're at wave 349. From my experience, wave 351 is basically impossible, unless you're, again, running, like, the hyper-optimized setups. I'm assuming these people are using, like, full teams of people who are using, like, max CC. Probably just sitting there for, like, 12 hours until you eventually win. But with, like, conventional teams, like, wave 351 is pretty much the barrier. The reason for this is we can see enemies are sitting around 3 billion. Wave 351 enemies are, like, more than doubling. They're going to, like, 7.5 billion or something like that. I am super impressed with the Fire Element team here. We've gotten to the point where we're actually going past this boundary. Is pretty good. And there we go, been given the same map once again, so we have actually gone to wave 351, which is very good. Although it looks like we probably are going to lose. Let's see. Yeah, I think that damage reduction just gets up to such a level. Yeah, it does look like we're going to end at 351. Alright, gamers, the Fire Elemental team did get very far, but we have one last contender, and that is the Light Element. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't cheat and watch to the end. Do you think the Light Element will be able to beat them? So let's go have a look. So our leader is going to be the Puppet. Obviously, I'm going to roll traits and get him to level 100. So we're going to use, definitely going to use Scott for sure right here. Then we're going to absolutely use Nightmare Variodet, because why wouldn't we? Hit rate is pretty good. I have to use Lefty for him actually being a starter unit, because I'm not actually seeing any other actually amazing starter units here. We've got a few options right here. We can use Astral. I think we will use Astral because we've got Stitch Ray for support. This is going to be a team. Obviously, yes, this guy's going to get his stuff. Let's see how it does. Well, here we are in the final stage right here. I will say, guys, please like and subscribe if you've gotten to this point in the video, because dear God, this has been an investment of time, to say the least. Recording alone has taken 4 hours. I think probably all told, with all preparation to get all the hero units and stuff, probably about 7 or 8 hours to actually get this video together, not including editing. Can't wait to have to do that. Lefty is going to be a little bit rough, actually. I'm not entirely sure if Lefty's going to be enough to do as a starter unit for this. We'll have to see. Hopefully he discounts himself enough for upgrades. I don't think he's actually going to make enough. Yes. Okay. Alright, we actually got this in the first reload right here. This might, like, just be enough for what we need. Mr. Lefty can generate it off. Yeah. Well, Party Clock it is. Well, it seems like Party Clock Freddy was the answer that we needed in the end. It was really unfortunate I couldn't bring Lefty into this, but as you guys saw, basically unless I changed the modifiers we were bringing in, which kind of invalidate everything we're doing here, like I prefer to have everyone use the exact same modifier, all these teams. Like I'm not going to stop at literally the last elemental team. Yeah, so we have to bring Party Clock and he's not maxed out or anything. You can put that against me if you want to, I don't really mind. This team's pretty solid. Again, it's pretty similar in structure to the Dark team. I did not use Stitch Wraith pretty intentionally in the Dark team run just so we'd actually have a little bit more variant. We're at wave 227 currently. We have been getting a little bit screwed with modifiers at the minute. Only at 408% damage. Not even guaranteed crit yet, but there's always chance for us to get up there. We're at guaranteed crit now, so that's good. Our luck is 2.8 times, so it's not terrible, but it's, you know, it's not amazing. But yeah. Looking at a bit of a damage check, it's obviously going to be Scott, 200 million-ish, Astrals at 86, Nightmare Arms at 119, Stitch Wraith doing 74 million, and he's in support mode, by the way, so he's giving all these buffs right here. Units rage get 15% damage, 25% range, minus 5% cooldown, 20% crit rate, and 20% crit damage, so considering that he's doing all that stuff, I'm very impressed, actually, with the amount of damage he's doing. Very good. And, I mean, we can look at the Fire Galaxy at 2 million. Yes, like, I know, like, I mean, they're like a week 2 unit of the game, so even if I gave max traits and stuff like that, guys are not going to be doing anything. But yeah, I think that is everyone's... Oh, and we got Puppet doing 90 million. He is also doing summons, which are, like, summoning, like, 60,000. Oh, just a little update for you guys. As you can see, I am now merged one with the floor. The floor is with me, and I am the floor. Anyway, we did get the dice modifier, so that's pretty good. We got another Party Clock, you know, woo. Gamers, the floor luck has been given. I want you to all type fucking floor luck in the comments. I'm losing my ability to speak. Yeah, I just wanted to show off this. I've just realized that Scott is hitting 815,000 DPS right here. He is looking absolutely insane. I think it's a combination of the Stitch Race and the extra dice. Okay, well, we just got another dice placement. Awesome. Oh yeah, we're capped. Yeah, I do keep forgetting that is a feature of the video game. But hey, you know what? You're not allowed to laugh at me in the comments. Look at me. I'm suffering in the... Hang on. See, I'm headless. This is for you. Like and subscribe. This might be it for us gamers. We're at 1 stock. This just happened as I was turning on the record button, so my bad. But yeah, looks like we are going to get to exactly wave 300. Yeah, this is unfortunate. But hey, wave 300 is pretty good. Wait, no, we lived? It's gonna be close. We don't have any execution because it literally just hasn't showed up. Yeah, I think we lose. Okay, for wave 300, nice. Thank you for watching this massive video. Like and subscribe if you've gotten this far. I mean, bro, if you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed, like, I don't know what else I can do for you. Seems like the Fire Elemental team is actually the best, which is actually fairly surprising to me. I thought it was going to be Dark. But let me know if I should do an updated version of this. Obviously, a lot of units have come out since then. This game does weekly updates. This video was made like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe.